Good morning, everyone. Instructor Mehdi here at Third Eye Martial Arts. Sorry, I was trying for some reason. We were not connecting so well with the online right now, but we are now live, and we are going to get started in just a few minutes. We have David. Hello, David. How are you? Aaron is here. Hayden is here. Hello, Hayden. Long time no see, man. How you been? Courtney's here. Courtney, why are you not here? I was hoping to see you here today, but you're not here today. Aaron is here. Hello, Aaron. My dear Aaron. Long time no see. Happy birthday, Aaron. You had your birthday a few days ago. I hope you enjoyed your birthday and you're here to train hard to work out the birthday cake you had. Christopher is here. Charlie, hello, Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? Long time no see. Oh, there is no such a thing as I'm old now, Aaron. There is no such a thing. You're only as old as you feel. And as my grandpa used to say, may he rest in peace, he used to say, you're not old until you're done. You're out of here. That's when you're old. I'm coming to the studio on Tuesday. Hayden, oh, I'm going to be so excited to see you, man. Awesome, you guys. As always, I have my good friend, longtime training partner, Master Kenneth Lim here. He is going to... Sion is here, too. Hello, Sion. How you doing? He's going to run the class for you guys today. He is going to be running the class solo. And we look forward. I will be back later to let you guys know about some of the changes that's going to be happening. And I will see you guys in about an hour and 15 minutes. Enjoy your class, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have just joined us, please make sure you enter your name in the comment section so that we can... Oh, no. Yes, it's okay. All right, you guys. Enjoy your class. I will see you guys in a bit. Hi.
You good, guys? Everyone, let's get started. Face forward. Jaya. In there. Here, start with meditation. Sit down, cross your legs. Your hands on your knees. Focus on your breathing. Breathing in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. Let's start working on your pumse. Okay, so in your head, do the highest pumse you know on your own time. 제 캔네 pumse 준비 시작. When you're ready, you guys can open your eyes. I'll give you guys a few minutes to, a few seconds, sorry, finish up. You're not done. Okay, let's begin. Standing up. You need to adjust the uniform. Please do so. Okay, facing forward. Check. And then let's start with jumping jacks. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열, 여기서 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Left and right. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요, forward and back. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요, switch your feet. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, yo, shake out your legs. Okay, let's start with a hamstring stretch. Put your right leg in front of you, lift up your toes, and lean forward towards your toes. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, yo, change your legs. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, yo. Legs side by side. Turn your leg and bend your knee. Try to dip your hips. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Change. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Push your knees up with your hands. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. 요. Hands on your waist. Make big circles. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, other way, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. 요. Hands up to right and left. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. 요. Make circles with your hands. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, other way, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, shake out your hands, shake out your legs. Okay, very good. So let's do a little bit of today, a little bit more cardio, right? We're gonna do a little bit more movement for our legs. Let's start with, right, hopping up and down. We're gonna start with tuck jumps today. So hopping, every time I count, you guys are gonna do me a tuck jump like this. Get ready. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good. Shake out your legs. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is gonna be toe touches today. So you're gonna jump up, try to touch your toes in front of you. Okay? Same idea, but instead of tucking in your knees, bring them up straight. Okay, as always, try to jump before you tuck in your legs. Okay, good. Let's begin. Everyone, help me up and down. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Good. Good. Shake out your legs. Catch your breath. Okay, guys, the third exercise for today is going to be jumping toe touch, but legs apart this time. So split toe touch. So instead of bringing your legs straight in front of you, with both of them, you're going to jump up and separate your legs. So this way. Okay? So it's important for this one that your legs don't go this way, but forwards and apart. Otherwise, it's going to look like this. And that doesn't really help you. Okay, let's do this. Ready? 10. Ready? Popping up and down. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good. Shake out your legs. Okay. Now that our calves are nice and warm, let's warm up our hamstrings a little bit. We're gonna do some leg swings. We're gonna bring our legs straight up and straight down. Raising kick. Let's warm up our hamstrings. Legs that's ready. Ha! Ready by my count. 5 right and 5 left. Now, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯. Change your legs. Ha! 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯. Lower your legs. Okay, next thing we're going to do today is going to be a hamstring stretch. Okay, we're going to do another one. So this time what we're going to do is we're gonna stick out our leg, lift up our toes, and sit towards one side. But from here, we're gonna alternate and go to the other side. So up, down, up, and down. Let's try 10 by my count. Ready? Now, 2, set, net, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good. Shake out your legs. Let's see how everyone's doing. Okay, Daniel's here. Very good. Let's continue. So the first thing, okay, the next thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna start with some bear push-ups. So we're gonna do, right, 10 of those. So just a reminder, for bear push-ups, make sure your knees are straight, make sure you reach down and touch the ground. Walk forward, push up, walk back, stand up. So if your knees can't stay straight, or if you can't reach the ground, right, make your legs a little bit wider, okay? So I want you guys to lock your knees out. Keep your knees straight the whole time while you're doing it, forward and back, okay? So the main purpose of this is the stretch. The push-up's just extra. Okay, more important is that you guys do a good hamstring stretch. Okay, ready? Let's start with 10 by my count. Ready? Now. 3, set, net, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good, stretch out your legs. Hello, Jade. Okay, so we're going to continue here, right? The next thing we're going to do some lunges, stepping back and forth. Okay, so remember, from your legs side by side, you're going to step forward, step back. Step forward, bend your knees, step back. But while you do so, keep your back straight. Avoid doing this. Also, make sure when you step back to legs side by side. So don't step back here, and then change your legs to go forward. Okay? So let's do just 10 first. Ready, hands on your waist. Now, 2, set, net, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good, shake out your legs. Okay, good. From here, let's continue with, we're going to do a few more leg raises, but today, we're going to do it a little differently. Today, I want you to try to make a circle with your legs. Okay, this is how it's going to look. Okay, so you're going to take your outside leg, you're going to circle outwards. Your other leg's going to circle inwards. So it's like you're walking left and right. It's like you're walking this way, but with really big steps. Okay? And the other way, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go outwards with your left. You're going to go inwards with your right. Okay? So try to clear your chest level if you can. Or even better, you can try to clear your head level. Okay? Depending on how tired I am, I'll either go face level or chest level. We'll see. Okay? Let's give this a try. We're going to do left and right is 1. Then right and left is going to be 2. Okay, so let's try it 10 times. Okay, so by my count, every time I count, you go both legs over to one side. Okay, make 2 circles. Okay, ready? Now, 2, set, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Good. Check out your legs. Okay, when your legs should be nice and warm now, so shake your hands. So let's continue on to push-ups. Let's start today off with basic push-ups, just 20. So once again, I like to always give reminders about good form. So for good form, we want to have our push-ups with our chest and our shoulders going as low as possible, or with our body straight. So this way, right? Things to avoid doing. Dipping your head, dipping your knees, having your hands in front of your head and trying to go this way. Okay, so your hands have to be a little lower than your shoulders, and your chest has to get as close to the ground as possible. All right, so for this one, let's try 20 on your own time. Okay, so let's see who finishes first, me or you guys. Okay, but make sure you're doing it properly or else it doesn't count. Okay, ready? 20 push-ups on your own time. 시작. Ha! Check out your hands. Hopefully you guys are a little bit more warm now. Okay, guys, so the next thing we're going to do is just work on some variations of push-ups. So today, I'm going to show you guys how to do a bad push-up properly. So do you guys remember earlier I said don't put your hands in front of your head to do push-ups? Now you're going to do it, but this time you're going to drop your elbows onto the ground like this. Let's take a look at this. With your hands in front of your head, you're going to drop your elbows down, and then back up. Okay? This is called a tricep extension. We're going to do just 10 of these. I want you guys to do it slow. Okay? So try not to let your elbows go on the ground. Okay? Try to go down, and then up. Okay? So just try 10. Right? While you're doing this, right? I know I say your hands can go in front of your head. But I know a lot of you, when you're going to be doing this, you're going to have your butt up in the air. So this is going to make it a little bit harder. You actually want to have your body straight and your elbows still going down and back up. Okay? So try to keep your body as straight as you can. Okay, let's try 10. Ready? On your own time. Go. Okay, very good. So hopefully after doing those, you guys will never want to do a bad push-up again. I hope. Okay, so today the next exercise we're going to try for is going to be some sit-ups. Let's warm up with 20 basic sit-ups before we continue to the next thing. Ready? Sit-up position. Let's begin with 20 sit-ups. Ready? 시작. 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Very good. Take a rest and just breathe. Okay, guys, today, next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on doing slow leg raises. Okay, so this is more for control than anything. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to tire our abs out a little bit more. We're going to do 20 V-sits. And then right away, we're going to get into leg raise position. So it's very close one, right? So V-sits, remember, like this. You raise your legs, you raise your body up and down. Like your body's folding in half. And then for leg raises, it's simple. You just have your left back on the ground. You bring your legs down and up. Well, I want you to go up and down slowly by my count. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are going to come up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys are going to go down, but close to the ground. My feet will actually touch the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well, let's start with those V-sits first. Let's do 20 of them. Ready, everyone, hands on the ground, legs up, ready, lean back, and let's go. Now, good, set, net, pass up, you go, yodel, aho, yo, now, good, set, net, pass up, you go, yodel, aho, yo, good, everyone, lie on your back, legs down, ready, go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, everyone. Let's stand up. We're going to continue with the water break. Facing forward. Check. Connect. Good job, everyone. Take some time. Rest well. Okay, everyone, let's come back. We're going to do a little more stretching today. All right, so let's start with start on your knees. So from here, we're going to start with front splits. So what we're going to do is have your body straight up. So bring your knee in front of you. Okay, you guys are going to push your hips forward by doing this. First, straighten your leg. Then you're going to bend it again and push your hips forward while keeping your back straight. Let's hold this position for 1 set of 10. Now, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Straighten your leg out, lift up your toes, bring your head down. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. From here, I want you guys to keep your knees straight and move your front leg forward as far as you can. So push it up. Okay, and try to push your hips towards the ground. Keep your hands on either side of your leg. Let's do this one for 2 sets. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Okay. From here, let's do the other leg. This time I'm going to go this way, just so I can show you guys my positioning while I do it. Okay, so make sure your knee is up, back straight, straighten your leg, bend your knee, hips forward. Make sure your back leg stays still and points straight backwards. Okay, so don't let it move to the side. Okay, ready? Now, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Straighten your knee, move your hips back. Bring your head and your hands down. With your legs, stretch your hands. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. From here, move your front leg out. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Hold your position one more set. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Stop. Slowly stand up. And move your hips in circles. One way, other way. Move your knees around, move it in and out. So up and around, good. Hips in circles, we did this already, I think. Knees, move your knees around, one way, the other way. Check out your legs. Okay guys, today we're going to work. I'm gonna try to keep it 15 minutes for Pumse. And then we're gonna do a lot more kicking today, okay? So for Pumse, the first thing we're gonna do is let's go through some of the basic blocks, okay? So from horse riding stance, we're gonna go through a set of 10 of low, middle, high block, single knife hand, and twin knife hand block. Because those are the basic moves you see in Pumse. All right, so for some of you lower belts, if you don't know, right, some of the higher ones, right, like single knife hand block and twin knife hand block, this is a chance for you to try it out. Even if you don't know it, you can still try it, but you're not expected to know it, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect. Higher belts, though, if it's part of your Pumse, you know how I am, right? I expect my way or the highway. Just kidding. Okay, ready, face forward. Check. Connect. Horse riding stance should be. Let's start with low block. Start from your hand on your shoulder and the other hand pointing down. Remember, your hand goes back to you about the same time as your hand comes down. So avoid going one, then two. Move your hands together. Ready. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, and 요. Okay, so far not bad. All right, hopefully there's no problems at home. If you guys have any questions, remember, feel free to use the comments to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going with this. All right, so remember guys, from your low block position, one of the most common things we see that's a mistake is have people having their hands face their body. So this is not the correct starting position because when you swing your hand down, you guys can see, my hand ends up facing down the whole time. There needs to be a little bit of a twist in my block. Okay, so every block is what's called rotation. Okay, so from hand upwards, your hand is going to twist down. So from up to down, okay? From a later box will be out to in, up to out, right? So on and so forth. But just try to remember that your hand is start basically in the opposite direction of where it ends up, okay? Whichever way you're going to go, start in the opposite direction. Okay, so let's start with middle block now. Horse rank stance can be again. Ha! Ready, hands in front, bend your arm, palm facing out, palm facing down. Ready, now. 2, set, net, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Very good. So from here, hopefully you guys can follow along. If anyone feels I'm going too fast, please also do let me know. Okay? I can slow down. Next thing we're going to do is head block. So for head block position, remember your palm should be facing up. Other hand, palm should be facing down. From here, when you twist, make sure your hand is covering your head and your wrist is in the center of your body. So this is where it should end up. Don't have it covering your face. Don't have it too high up or to the side. Okay? So from this position, right, what's the most important thing to remember is to cross your hands. But also, another thing that people often get wrong is where your hands end up. So what I mean by that is this. When you start your hands in a certain position like this is wrong. So people try to often do low block and head block from the same position. I see this, and I see this. That's not correct. So what should I see? I should see your palms facing one another like this, okay? Because this has to end up facing up at the end. This has to end up facing out at the end. Okay, so remember, that's why you need to have your hands facing one another, because they both have to twist or rotate. Okay, so let's continue with head block. Okay, try your best every time you guys do. Every time you guys do this block, try your best to have your hands face one another. Okay, make it a good habit. I'll go a little slower. I want you guys to try to follow your hands facing one another. Avoid having this. Okay, ready? Let's begin. Horse rank stance should be ha! And let's go. Now, 2, set, net, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열, ha! Good. Okay, so from here, the next thing you remember, one more thing to remember, is that when you guys are changing your hands, not to bring the same one down again. Okay, so the new block has to always come from your waist. Okay, so if I was to do this block with one hand, it would be 1, 2. Okay, but with two hands, of course, it's 1, 2. Okay, so it's important to start from the correct position. Another thing we sometimes see people do is just change your hands. Okay, I don't know, it looks like they're dancing in the club. So don't do that. Cross your hands, raise it up. Bring it straight up, okay? So don't just go up and down like this. Okay, so let's continue. The next thing we're gonna do is single knife handle. So once again, for lower belts, if you haven't learned this before, try it out. If you don't need to know it, still try it. And when you get to a higher belt level, maybe it'll help you. But otherwise, you don't need to know it perfectly for now. Let's start with single knife hand block. Okay, so to start with single knife hand block, your hands are going to start in the same position as the head block, but with your hand open. So the starting position is the same, but obviously the movement is not. Okay, so the movement here is in two parts. It's upwards and then outwards. You can think of it like this. The first move is preparation for the second. Okay, but here's the thing. Your hands have to move separately and together. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is this. So from this position here, one hand moves at a time. When I get to my shoulder, and then this is considered me starting the real block. This is start, and then when you guys really do it, this is the real block. Okay? So it's up and then out. Up, out. Try your best not to do this. Okay, so avoid bringing your hand down early. Okay, this is going to become important later on. Okay, now, two other things not to do. Avoid making a circle with your hand. Okay, so sometimes I see a big circle like this covering your face. Sometimes I see a small circle like this where people's hands start to move forward as they lift it up. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to try to trace an reverse L shape with your fingertips, right? So pretend like my hand is following the angle of my body up to my shoulder,
and across, okay? Can you see the reverse L I'm making with my fingertips? Right, I wish this screen had like one of those magic marker features where I can just draw an L shape for you. But hopefully you can see it, okay? It's up and out, okay? So let's try this movement out. All right, there's one more thing, sorry. Make sure you don't go diagonally across. So don't move forward straight away, okay? Up, then forward, okay? Let's try this out. We're gonna do just right side or left side. Pick one side 5 times, then the other side 5 times. Okay, let's do the same side 5 times in a row so we don't get confused. Ready? Position 1, then 2, and then 3. Okay, so I want you guys to go slow, fast. Okay, ready? Now, third, set, net, pass up. Let's try the other side. Ready? Position 1, 2, and 3. Ready? Now, third, set, net, pass up, pop. Okay, good. Hopefully for you guys, this is going to be useful. All right, next thing we're going to do, twin knife hand block. Okay, next thing is a similar position. So your front hand is going to be doing the exact same action as your single knife hand block. Your secondary hand, though, instead of it being here, is going to start in what's basically a middle block position, but with open hand. So middle block starts from here. Yes? If you open up your hand, this will be your secondary hand's position. It's roughly around your shoulder level. So don't start too high, don't start too low, or don't start with your arms straight. This is something I see very often. Incorrect. Now, as for the movement, just like before, your hands have to move separately, then together. So how does this work? Position 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? So once again, let me show you that again. 1, 2, 3. So what am I doing here? I'm bringing my hand up to my shoulder, bringing it forward. So once my hand reaches my shoulder, both hands come forward. So just like with the single knife hand block, there's 2 things you don't want to do. Don't raise your hand while you're blocking, or don't raise your secondary hand together with the first one. Don't bring it in together with the first one. Remember that this hand only starts to move when your hand reaches your shoulder. Okay, so it's separately and then together. Those are the key words for this circular movement. Separately, then together. Okay, so this idea, right, is something you'll see in higher pumps a lot. Not just with the twin knife hand block. There's something called a reverse mountain block where you go 1 and 2 and then 3. This is also another place where you have separate and then together. Also, when you guys do black belt pumse especially, there's a lot of more different variations of this idea. Like if you ever see the pumse tebe, you have a head block and an outer block in front of you at the same time, and you have to move your hands separately. So not separately, really, but you have to move your hands in preparation and then together. Okay, so maybe that's not the best example, sorry. But there are a lot of movements in Taekwondo where your hands have to move one at a time and then both. Okay, single knife hand is one of them. Outer block is the same thing, right? And so try to do your best to have this movement, the idea of the movement down. Okay, so relax the hand that you're not using and then push it out when you actually need to use it, okay? So that's how you make sure this doesn't happen and how this doesn't happen. You need to relax the secondary hand. Okay, now let's try. Talked about it enough. Ready? Position 1, 2, and 3. Let's do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Ready? And now, third, set, net, kasa. Let's try the other side. From here, position 1, 2, and 3. Let's try this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hopefully this is useful for you guys. Now, I'm going to very quickly talk about the positioning for your hands, where they're supposed to end up. Right, so the movement is one thing. The second thing is where your hands are supposed to go. Okay, make sure your movement. So first things first, let's talk about the front hand. From your shoulder level, guess what? Your fingertips are still at your shoulder level. Once your hand reaches your shoulder level, this is the maximum height for it to go. Apart from this, there's two other things we need to see. Your wrist needs to be straight. Your elbow needs to be bent at 90 degrees. Okay, so this is your front hand. Okay, 90-degree angle. Okay, the idea is same as a middle block. Okay, so for middle block, your arm is supposed to be bent 90 degrees, right? So for middle block, 90-degree angle bend here. But when you do your outer block, it's actually the same form of the block, but in the other direction. Whether you go this way or this way, right? It's considered the same class of movement, just inwards or outwards. Okay, so while you're doing this, make sure it goes straight across at your shoulder level. Your fingertips end up at your shoulder level. Okay, but wrist straight, elbow bent 90 degrees. Now, for the second hand, right? This hand is a little bit trickier because it is dependent on the position of your body. So let me explain what that means. Okay, when you guys are doing the second hand, right? Your wrist is supposed to end up in the center of your body, but where does your hand point? Okay, let's say I'm doing a twin FM block towards the camera. Okay, so right now my body is facing a little bit to the side, and my shoulders are facing this way. My hand is supposed to follow the angle of my shoulders. Okay, so if my body is facing more to the side, you notice my fingertips are facing more forward, just like my shoulders are pointing, right? But now, if my body was facing more forwards, like you guys will see in Taeguk 8, right, with twin knife and block entire stance, you notice that my hand is facing more sideways now because my body is facing forward and my shoulders are facing this side. Okay, so this is some tips for your technique. Okay, all right, guys, I've talked enough. We're going to start doing some pumse. I want you guys to try to apply these blocks as best as you can. So wherever you see these blocks, try to remember the technique and try to make it a little bit better, okay? One of the things I need people to do, I need you students to do, is try to apply technique to your pumse, right? So there's no point in practicing something over and over again and then forgetting it the moment you start doing your pumse. So the best thing I can explain is this. Don't treat your pumse like it's a separate activity from your technique, okay? The whole point of practicing your technique is to improve your pumse, right? So you have to take everything you learn from your technique, right, practice, and put it in there. Otherwise, you know, what's the point of practicing, okay? So let's try to do this. We're gonna go through a fixed number of pumses today. Today, we're gonna go through Taeguk. All right, we'll go to Taeguk 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so facing forward, hit, and then let's go take 1 on my count. So from here, right, try to remember the 3 basic blocks, and let's try to do it with your technique. I'll show you what this will look like. Ready? 3. Ready? By my count. Now, 2, set, net, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, sure. Okay, guys, so for Taeguk 1, right, it's mostly just an application of the basic techniques. One thing I did forget to mention, though, is punching, okay? So in pumse, punching, right, when you just change your hand and punch, there is not much of a set position. But I want you guys to remember that punches have to start from your waist, okay? And you want to have your elbows tucked in behind you. So whenever you're punching, this is the starting position. So even if your hands are away from your belt, you have to return to your belt before you start to punch. Let me give you an example. When you do a kick in pumse, your hands are supposed to be up. But from here, I don't want to start my punch from here. I want to start my punch from my waist. Okay, let me show you this on the other side. So on the kick, my hands are up here. Before I start my punch, my hand has to reach my waist and then shoot forward. Okay, so it's up, down, and then forward. Okay? So this is what I'm looking for on the punch. Okay? So this position is what I'm looking for. 1, 2. Make sure your shoulder is behind when you throw your punch. Okay? Facing forward. Let's go through Kumse number 3 this time. Kumse 3. Ready? By my count. Kumse number 3. Now. 2. Set. Net. Hasa. Yasa. Yugo. Yudar. Aho. Yur. Na. Dur. Set. Net. Hasa. Yasa. Yugo. Yudar. Aho. Yur. Ha! Paro. Sure. Okay, guys, so for Kumse number 3, all right, you'll notice that now we have the new techniques of knife hand strike, single knife block. Okay, well, although knife hand strike isn't a technique we really talked about directly, just know that the starting position is like a middle block over an open hand. You do a middle block movement and you straighten your hand out to your neck level. Okay, so avoid having it come in like this. Okay, this is why I see some people, they go like straighten their hand here and then come forward like they're throwing a frisbee. So that's not quite how you want to do it. You want to have your hand go inwards, and then forwards, like it's straightening this way at the last second. Okay? Now, remember once again, single knife hand block. Remember the correct movement for it. Try not to circle. Try not to do diagonal line. Okay? Let's continue with Tego 5. Also, guys, if you have a specific Kumse you want me to work on, please do let me know in the comments, okay? You guys have been a little quiet today. Okay, take 5 Kumse, do it. Now, forward stance, low ball. Third, hammer fist. Set. Net. The front, middle block, Now. Third, front kick, back fist, middle block. Set. Front kick, back fist, middle block. Step forward, back fist. Now. Turn around, single left hand block. Now. Step forward, elbow strike. Third. Turn around, single left hand block again. Now. Third. To the back, low block, middle block. Now. Front kick, low block, middle block. Third. Set. Head block to the side. From here, side kick and hammer fist. Sideways. Let's see that. Side hammer fist. Sorry. Now. Third. Set. The back, low block, middle block. Now. Third. And kick and ha. Sure. Okay, so the movement at the end there is a stomp. Some people I see very often do it like a jump. Incorrect. Think of it like you're landing in a forward stance and then pulling your leg in. Okay? Now, in terms of the ending position, I want you guys to take a look at my feet. Sorry, I need a pedicure right now. Okay, but your front leg needs to turn 45 degrees to the side, okay? And your leg should tuck in and make an L shape, or T shape really, with your other leg. From here, you have to lift up your toes with your left leg. So, okay, so right leg has most of your weight. Left leg is supporting you, right, with your toes on the ground, your heel up, okay? So this is the position, all right? It's called the cross stance. So when you land, it's 1, 2, with your knees bent. Do your best to maintain that position. Okay. So just do your best to have that for your ending stance, right? Your cross stance, and it should be fine. Okay, so try to have it. This is called the closed cross stance, or I guess body sideways. Okay, in this one, your body should end up here, not facing this way. Okay, so for higher forms, say take 7, you'll see the open cross stance where your body does face forward. Okay, there's 2 different forms of cross stance: body sideways, body forwards, and I'll explain that now for take 7. Let's go to take 7 by my count. Ready. Ready. Now, en bloc. 2, kick and middle block. Set. Net. From here to the front, swing lower and come block. Now. 2. To the side, you're going to show me supported palm block. Now. Then supported backwards. 2. Now. 2. Okay, ready? To the front, feet together, hands together. Bring your hands up into a fist. And supporting hand, cupping around your fist. From here, scissor block 1, now. 2. Turning around, wedge block, now. Your knee strike into double uppercut, now. So this is that forward facing cross stance I talked about earlier. 3rd, X block. Set. Net. Pass up. To the back, side back, fist knot. 3rd. So you kick into elbow strike. 3rd. Side back fist once more time. One more time, I mean. 3rd. Set. Net. Ha! Bottom. Sure. Okay, guys, good job. So a few things to remember for take 7. When you guys are doing your scissor block. So earlier, remember we said our head block position was this. So scissor block is different because your hands are going to end up in the opposite position. So instead of having your hands facing one another, now you want to have your hands facing away from one another because you're doing a low block. So this is the first twist you need, right? Sorry. And your outer block, which is going up and out. So this is a outer block with the other forearm, just going this way. So it's 1 and 2, right? So it's 1, 2. This is the movement we're looking for your scissor block, okay? So do your best to set your hands from this position, not from this position, okay? Some things people do is they go 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of set, block, set, block. Even though it's double speed, you still have to set your hands twice. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Try your best to have your hands set quickly before you go on. Okay, so Annie wants to see Pumse number 4. So I'm going to go through that as well before we continue. Okay, after this, we're going to get a quick water break, okay? Listen forward to it. Yeah. Let's go to Pumse number 4. Ready? Turn that front block, one more count now. Okay, make sure you're in a good back stance. Have your hands in the same position we talked about. Elbow bent, right? Right? And secondary hand, wrists on the center of your body. Good. Right hand thrust. So from this one, right, if your hand comes from your waist and your hand in front of you, right? Think of it like an open-handed set for your punch. The same way you would set your hands with an open hand. Set. Net. Now to the front, head block, left hand strike. It starts from the same position as a head block, but you go up and forward at the same time. Okay, so don't go 1, 2, but instead, together. Now from here, front kick, reverse punch. Now side kick to that front block. Let's try 1. Side kick 1, side kick 2. From here, set your hands with your legs still in the air. Raise your hand and block to that front block. Turn around, out of block. Now, from here, front kick line behind middle block. So separate into the kick. Set your hands and you're landing. Other side, now. 3rd. The back, head block, left hand strike, up. 3rd, front kick into back fist. To the side, middle block punch, and up. 3rd. To the back, middle block, double punch, and up. 3rd. Ha! Bottom. Sure. Oh, okay. Hayden asked me earlier. My goodness. Okay, sure. We will do Pumse 8 as well. Okay, just for you, Hayden. Okay, so listen carefully. First of all, for Taekwondo 4, try to remember a few things. Obviously, number one, to an FM block movement needs to be sharp. Secondly, make sure that when you guys are doing your blocks, particularly the outer block and the middle block that follows it, that your hand positions are clear. So what I mean by showing your hand positions clearly is this. You need to show the set position as well as the ending position. So going like this is not the same as going 1, 2. So I'm showing where I'm starting, then I'm moving. Okay, you notice I'm doing it fast, but you can still see this clearly, and you can see this clearly. Also, make sure you take the time to set your hands for your middle block, particularly after the kick and when you're turning in different directions. So for example, in outer block position, right, when you kick and not behind, it's 1, 2, then 3. Don't go, right? Now, at the end, when you're going from back fist to a single 9-frame block, make sure you go 1 before 2. Make sure you swing your hand towards center. Don't go the opposite way. Also, don't use the wrong hand, obviously, but some people do, right? And also to the back as well. So the clearest example would be this. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So even though you're turning this way, your block is going this way. Therefore, you have to go out and back in. Okay, let's go to Pumsi number 8, just for Hayden. Okay, basic 4, 10. In there. Pumsi me. Let's go through Pumsi number 8. Ready? Twin, outer block. Now, forward stance punch. 3. Double front kick, follow up middle block, double punch. So we're in this, we'll break it down. Double front kick now. And then set your hands for middle block. 3. Double punch. Step forward punch, next. Okay, from here, bring your hand to your waist and to your shoulder. Same position as a scissor block, but in different directions. Single mountain block. Now, okay, from here, you're going to turn your feet around. You're going to set your hand under your armpit and have your hand forward. And you're going to turn your shoulders forward into a slow uppercut position where your hand is at your mouth level and on your shoulder. Look the other way, set your hands, step and block. So you're going to make sure your feet are facing the same direction, 45 degrees. And when you turn around, once again, set under your arm. And take 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to reach here. Okay, from here, step to the back, turn the front block. Right from here, change the punch. Front kick. Behind, step behind, and palm block. To the side, twin that front block, and up. So once again, this is this forward-facing twin that front block I talked about. So make sure your hand follows the angle of your body here. Ready? Front leg, front kick, back and punch and up. Set your hand for palm block, and 3rd. Turn around, twin that front block, and up. Front leg, front kick, and up. And then back hand, punch. Set your hand for palm block, move your legs, back to tiger stance. To the back, turn lower block and up. Front kick, then jumping front kick. 1, and then 2. Set your hand for middle block and up. Double punch. Turn around, single left hand block and up. Change the forward stance, elbow strike 1. Back is 2. Then punch 3. Single left hand block and up. Elbow strike 2. Back is 3. And punch 4. Bottom. Okay, from here, we're going to get a quick water break and we're going to come back. That's it. Good day. Better be grateful, Hayden. Okay, everyone, let's continue. All right, so today we have about 12 minutes left. For the remainder of our time, we're going to work on kicking, control, and balance. Okay, so guys, let's put it this way. When it comes to kicking, right, for Pumse, control has to come from your body and your legs. So those are two separate components. What I mean by that is this, right? Balance is one thing, being able to stay in one spot, but controlling your leg to go to where you want it to and being able to hold it is a separate thing. Okay, so for example, even if your balance is good here, being able to stick out your leg and hold it is a different thing. So we're going to work on the second part, the kicking part, right? So I want you to be able to control where your leg goes. To do that, I want you guys to grab a chair. I'll give you guys 20 seconds. Go find a chair. So we're going to practice working on our side kick for the remainder of our time. Okay, so everyone, hopefully you have a chair now. We're going to start with side kick position. So I'm going to start with your knee in front of you this way. You're going to bring your knee in as you turn your body from forward to the side, okay, so that your knee and your foot are the same height and tuck in beside your shoulder. So my knee and my shoulder are beside one another. So bring that knee in towards your chest. Okay, so from here, as you stick your leg out, I want you to lean back. I want you to try to hold it out. Okay, so I want you guys to practice this slowly. Okay, because the key to developing control is a slow movement, slow and control. You move this way. Okay, so start from position 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, let's try this a few times. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, and slowly 3. Okay. Now, for balance, you are going to need to shift from position 1 to 2 more smoothly. So instead of going 1, 2, and then 3, try to think of it as going from 1 to 2 in one movement. 1. Okay, so up and over should be one consistent movement. Okay, so let's try to do that. Okay, bring your knee from 1 to 2, and then we're going to do 3 at a separate count. So count 1 will be 1, then 2. Okay, let's try this out. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. A few more times. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Relax. Shake out your legs. Okay, let's try this on the other leg as well. Balance it out, right? Okay, ready. Position 1. So we're going to break it down again. Position 1, 2, and then slowly 3. Let's try this a few times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Again, position 1, 2, 3. And again, position 1, 1, 2. Okay, let's do it 2 more times. Ready? 1, 2. And again, 1. Excuse me. 2. Last time, ready? 1, 2. Good, relax. Okay, so these are the main positions for side kick that you want to remember. Is getting to this position and the extension with your body leaning back a little. So one point I want to make to you guys is that depending on your depending on the weight of your body, your balance is going to be different. So this should be obvious to some of you, but not obvious to everyone. Is that when you lean back, you tend to fall backwards. Okay. So how do we counterbalance it with our leg is not as heavy as our upper body, right? So one of our legs is not going to be as heavy as our upper body. So our center of gravity, if it's here, when I'm turning, if I just straight lean back, I start to fall backwards. So when I want to do a high side kick, what do I need to do with my balance so that I don't fall backwards, but I still maintain my balance? So what you actually want to do as you bring your shoulders back is you want to shift your hips slightly forward so that you're kind of leaning forward while you lean back. So while your hips go forward and your head goes back, you're creating a more stable position for your side kick than if your body is straight on top of you. So let me show you what that looks like really slow. Okay? So bad example, right? Your hip stays here, your head goes back, you're gonna go whoop, and then you start to tip backwards. But if you can adjust your side kick position so that as you lean back, your hips go slightly forward in front of your leg, so now my hip is a little bit in front, a little bit, right? It helps me to maintain my balance on my side kick. Okay, so ideally, when you're doing your side kick, don't just throw your back. Whoop. I guarantee you, you'll fall backwards. But if you can, push your hip forward slightly, you'll notice that you have a lot more control over your side kick, whether you go fast or slow. Okay, so a little bit of this will help you maintain your balance. All right, so let's try that out, guys. Let's try to hold out your side kick for, let's say, 2 seconds before you bring it down. We're going to do the full side kick now, and we're going to try to do it without support so that we work on the other part of our balance, not just our legs. Work on your body's balance. Okay, let's do a side kick and try to hold it out. Ready by my count. Enough. 2. 7. Next. Kasa. Let's try the other leg. Ready? Now. 2. You notice my balance on my left kick isn't perfect. I would have given you an excuse and say my ankle had sprained before, but honestly, it's just something I need to work on more. Okay, so everyone, do your best. Get ready. Set. Now. Kasa. And shake out your legs. Okay, everyone, so that's the main lesson for today. Make sure when you're working on your side kick to make sure to think about your balance as well. Okay, so your balance is a very important component of your kicking, right? And if you want to have good control over your kick, right, breaking it down into steps and doing it slowly is going to help you with the overall thing, okay? So you can't improve your side kick necessarily just by doing the whole thing over and over and over again, right? But if you take your time, right, and think about how you do it, you can improve a little bit. So, apart from Pumse, right, I want you guys to work on your side kick balance. So now we're gonna get Instructor Kathy, who's magically appeared, to come and give you guys some announcements before the class ends. So if you need to drink water while you do so, please go ahead. But keep your ears open, okay? Choy, in there.
Hi everyone! Sorry I wasn't present for class today. I had some work to get done. So a couple of announcements. September's coming along next week. So there's a lot of new things happening in the studio. For one, our schedule's gonna be changing. So starting September 1st, which is a Tuesday, not the Monday, our schedule is going to change. An email's been sent out with a new schedule, so keep an eye out for that. Or I'm gonna be sending another reminder as well, so keep an eye out for that, okay? Another thing is, once classes start next week, we're encouraging everyone who's coming to the studio to wear a mask. You guys are gonna be going to school, you guys are gonna be coming to the studio, and that's just a lot of exposure. So try to bring a mask for class, keep it on whenever you're able to. If you can socially distance yourself, you can put it under your chin, okay? Another thing is, next week, I believe, is the Labor Day long weekend. So we're going to be closed from Saturday to Monday. So that's September 5th to the 7th. And then we're going to open again on Tuesday, September the 8th. Okay? So we're not going to be doing YouTube Live. We're not going to be doing our weekend Zoom classes. So don't come online. We're not going to be here. Okay? Finally, another important announcement is September is our belt testing month. So the date has been decided. September 19th, we're going to be belt testing, and it's going to happen at the studio. If you're not sure whether you should be testing or not, please ask your instructors during either Zoom class or in the studio. Just ask them after class or before class and say, hey, am I good to test? And your instructors will let you know what you need to work on or whether you should wait, okay? Registration is open online. Have your parents go online and sign you guys up, or you guys can do it yourself. During belt testing, because it's COVID, parents will unfortunately have to stay outside while you guys are testing. So same for class, parents wait outside, you guys come and do your test. After the test is done, your parents will come pick you up, okay? For belt testing, bring a mask as well. And I think that covers everything. If you guys have any questions, please type them in. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. That goes. No questions.
Okay, that's good. I guess we can end here.
Yes.
Okay. Space forward, chip. 네. 감사합니다. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Guys,
If you
make
guys
sure you
have-
put a like on that thing. I see 10 people in here, but only 5 likes.
Oh
Reusable
yes,
masks are fine.
yes. Reusable masks are good. It's good for the environment. So.
Leave a like on the video, guys.
Yeah.
Instructor Mehdi is going to be unhappy.
Okay, thank you, David. Guys, if you guys have any questions, send us an email. Other than that, we'll see you guys
Soon.
soon. Bye.
See you guys next
Bye,
time.
Courtney.
Bye, guys.
How do I end this?